Hey guys, Deathletter Magic here. We've got some more spoilers, and they are just blazing through these. We're at, I think, 209 out of 281, which means tomorrow or the day after, we're probably just going to see the pointless, common dump, who cares cards. So I'm definitely splitting up the remaining spoilers into at least, this video and another one, maybe one after that. And I got to circle back around and cover some other crazy stuff that came out. So, yeah, first up, let's go with Brazen Startup. Oh, pardon me, Upstart. I can read. So it's the Italian Guild colors. Is that Kanye? I'm pretty sure that's Kanye. Oh, and it's that one guy from The Matrix. I didn't know Kanye was in The Matrix. Anyway, 4/2 Elf Shaman for 3, Vigilance, and when it dies, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. I mean, kind of neat. I don't know if anybody would be like, yes, that's what I need for my deck. But it exists. Next up, Rakish Revelers. Now, this is an elf druid rogue, not a cephalid? Okay, those don't look like elves or whatever. So another Italian guild, you know what it is, red, green, white, +2. So 5/3, and when Rakish Revelers enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 green and white citizen creature token, because we're still on that. And if you pay 2, exile this card from your hand. Target land gets, you've seen the cycle. Tap and add one of the 3 colors that's, here, until Rakish Revelers is cast from exile. But also, you may cast Rakish Revelers for as long as it remains exiled. So you pay 2 up front, give something color fixing, and then as soon as you can summon this, it stops being able to do that. Bit of a trade-off, but just none of these cards are any good, so what more is there to say? Next up, Rabble Rousing. It's a 5 cost. Boy, this set is expensive. White enchantment rare, hideaway 5, and whenever you attack with 1 or more creatures, create that many 1/1 green and white citizen creature tokens. I think you meant to say 1 or more non-token creatures. Oh my gosh. I get it wouldn't fit the theme, but the theme comes second after making the game not completely crap, and this card is insane. Mix this with green-white creature ETB. I get it costs 5, you can't just run 4, but damn. So anyway, then, if you control 10 or more creatures, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. So that is beyond utterly ridiculous. Also, you already know it. You already know what I'm going to say. Hell, type it down below in the comment section. Also, it doesn't have legendary. So that means you can clone it on the stack, you can clone it from play, you can clone it any other way, especially outside of standard. I was actually only referring to standard before. Yeah. And then every time you swing, trigger. Now, if you swing with 5, it won't go from 5 to 10, and then instead if you have 2, 5 to 20, because they aren't tapped in attacking. Nor would it actually work that way, I think, because the number is preserved when it's put on the stack. But basically it would go 5, 10, 15. Still, that's too damn many. Still, Scoot Swarm, seriously, just delete the card from existence. Don't even ban it, just remove it from the timeline. Just go full Soviet Union and just erase it from all records. So this was a disastrous mistake, but 5 mana? Still, creating creatures under angels where every time you gain, 3 life, 4 life, whatever, you get another angel. This is just nuts. Next up, Knockout Blow. It's a 3 cost instant. This spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets a red creature. I already told you what I think about color-specific crap, and so did Wizards. We're both in agreement that they should never be printed again, so how the hell did this happen? Knockout Blow deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature, and you gain 2 life. Love it. I love effects like this, but this costs too damn much, which means it's only playable against red. We actually have better versions of this in standard already. Next up, Shadow of Mortality, aka Shadow of Kefnet's Grabby Hand from the Kefnet set, aka Space Egypt. But, oh my god, really? It's black, 13 generic. So 15 CMC, creature avatar. What the hell? This whole set just went oh yeah, New York. Oh yeah, gangsters, crime, noir, cool cars, giant-ass dinosaur made out of leaves. Now, they've just gone full Godzilla. What is this? Is this a Marvel movie? What? And once again, I know I could answer that by reading the story, but right after Hell freezes over. So anyway, if your life total is less than your starting life total, this spell costs X less to cast, where X is the difference. If you didn't already know that this was going to be a, what do they call that? The deck's just called Shadows, isn't it? Whatever that modern / every other format thing is. The thing where you lower your life total and it hits harder. Yeah, if you didn't know this is that, but standardified, really? So it is only 7/7, but build your towers as tall as you want. The shadow always reaches higher. Message scrawled on an alley wall. So maybe this is just some mythology, or maybe it's the return of the angels. I don't know. It's not a story spotlight card, so I think this is just like a what if mythology thing. I don't know. Now, what if I read the story? Okay, just kidding. So yeah, you get this out for pretty cheap, but this ain't going to save you from dying, and it doesn't even have lifelink. I never thought that stupid Shadows deck was any good anyway, so. Now it has this 2, though. I don't know. I think the original one's better if I recall. I think it's a 13/13, and it gets reduced by your life total. Next up, we've got someone translated as Cabaret Ascendancy, but it actually translates to, can somebody call me a cabaret? Comma, it's raining out. Also, I just found an English version of it. So anyway, Cabaret Ascendancy, it's red plus green plus white, obviously. And of course, it's a 3-cost enchantment, just like the rest, I think. And at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature or planeswalker card, you may reveal it and put it in your hand. If you don't, you may put it on the bottom of your library. So, just a glorified scry. I mean, you can double draw off it sometimes, but like, whatever. This is just going to help flood the field, and people just hate flood go wide decks, especially when they mix them with go tall decks. I felt like that deck was a little much back in Shadows when it kind of took over with Westvale. So yeah, I don't like this, but it is miles away from the absolute nightmare that they spoiled first. Every upkeep put a counter on every creature, non-legendary 3-cost. Enchantment, they might as well give the damn thing hexproof. I mean, like, it's ridiculous. Some cards in the set are completely out of control and the rest are useless. The overwhelming majority are incredibly weak, which I'm fine with, except Standard isn't. They better be planning to pair this with a ban. It would be astonishing if they didn't ban Scoot Swarm. Actually astonishing. So next up, Refuse to Yield. It's a 2-cost. Is it just me? Is it the encoding? Does that white mana symbol not look right? Anyway. So hey, instant speed, target creature gets +2/+7 until end of turn, untap it. That is amazing. I love ambushes, and like, this is it. I'd prefer like +3/+0 and first strike and untap it, or like +2/+2 and reach and untap it, but like, this is amazing. This right here will ambush hard enough to win you drafts. Next up, Buy Your Silence. It's a 5-cost sorcery, white, and exile target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a treasure token that can target a land. Now, why is it a common? Because it's a 5-cost. It's not even good for 5. If it was a 2-cost, you'd be hearing about this card for the next 10 minutes as I melt my mic. I still hate it, but this just screams overpriced removal draft card. Next up, Psionic Snoop. It's a 3-cost blue 03. Holy crap, these are getting worse in the encoding. It's not me, it's them. So here's the funny thing, okay? I don't know what happened here, but I always like to shout out who's responsible, and the person spoiling this one was called Bear Thai, whatever that is, some website, bearthai.com. It's a website from Thailand, and I went there, and I got this version of it. So what happened there? It was probably leaked early, and it was a live stream, or it was a tweet or something. It was compressed, and then they put the full version on their website, but mythicspoiled.com likes to beat everybody on speed, and that's what I'm using. I mean, if I were to actually answer the question. So anyway, it's a 3-cost 03 human rogue with flash, blue, and whenever Psionic Snoop enters the battlefield, it connives. Just draw a card, then discard a card if you discarded a non-land card, which you probably did. 2/3 of your deck is approximately that. Put a 1/1 counter on this creature. So it's almost guaranteed to be a 1/4, which is pretty good for 3, kind of, at least in the common slot, but yeah, nothing special here. I don't know why they brought back rogues for like Party and the Rogues deck, both of which, I mean, Party kind of flopped, it was whatever. I kind of liked it because it resembled Devotion, but it was like harder to pull off, and that's why it died. They should have just actually printed Devotion, especially last time we went to freaking Theros. I'm still a little sore about that. But Blue-Black Rogues, oh no, we ain't bringing that back. I still want Xerasan banned, and in all likelihood, so do you. So anyway, next up it's Dormir com os peixes. Instead of pieces, really? Like, what are you doing, Portuguese? You know what? I'm swapping it. Alright, so double blue 4-cost enchantment aura, uncommon. Okay, that should be good. Enchant creature when Sleep with the Fishes enters the battlefield. Tap enchanted creature and create a 1/1 blue fish creature token with this creature can't be blocked. Finally, a pin down that comes with a defender. Holy crap. Not literally defender, but a creature to chump with. And then enchanted creature does an untap during its controller's untap step. So you do tap it down and then you keep it tapped. I never did like that for 4. I barely even like paying 3 for that. I mean, remember Singing Bell Strike? You probably don't, but anyway. This also gives you a token on top of it. It's a useless token, but, you know, hey. So this is, you know, decent. So next, technically, it was, the third version of that fetch land, evolving wilds, limited color thing where you gain life, whatever. But really, let's go to Experta en Rescates. So it's Expert Rescuer. I don't know why she's rescuing an exact clone of herself. I get it. It's really deep, actually, because she's got the haircut. If you know stupid lefty SJWs or Hollywood, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But the version of her who's dressed like a normal member of society, who isn't a man-hating crazy person, that's who she's rescuing. It's basically being red-pilled the card. I'm about 10% joking. Anyway, it's a 3-cost white Brebon Humano, aka Human Rogue. Creature, obviously, lifelink, nice. 3/2, nice. I love it no matter what the rest says. I'm about to eat those words. When the expert in rescuing enters to the camp of battle, I'm going to do it literally, regress the card object with value of mana of 2 or less to your cemetery to the camp of battle. Yeah, I got one word wrong. Deal with it. This creature cannot attack nor block while you control this card. Why is the R not capitalized? Anyway, in normal English, whenever Expert Rescuer enters the battlefield, return target creature with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature can't attack or block while you control Expert Rescuer. That is actually kind of interesting. This is like a power card, but it's not like game ruining, it's just fun and interesting. I mean, it's limited to 2, but it's like absolute value town being a 3/2 for 3 and a human and lifelink. Oh, and I almost forgot. It's not lifelink, it's Vital Bond. I think people are going to play that, and it's so limited in what it can do, and it is literally what Luris should have been. Anyway, next up, it's Syndicate Infiltrator. Oh, das ist mir Wurst. So shockingly enough, this is Syndicate Infiltrator, although without the hyphen in English. But in Germany, if they don't just smash the words together in the first place, they're going to hyphenate it because the words get lonely, okay? They're very worried about their words over there. That's my people for you. Anyway, 4-cost black-blue vampire wizard creature flying, and it gets +2/+2 as long as cards with 5 or more different mana values are in your graveyard, aka Mega Threshold. Or Mega Delirium. In fact, it's Mega Delirium Threshold. Well, honestly, this is just annoying. It's flying, it's hard to stop, it's mid-grade, it's kind of not worth playing, but then if you pull it off, then it is, and it's just 5 more damage in the air, but compared to Westgate, it's nothing. It's just not a good card. Next up, Tavern Swindler. Oh, here we go again. If this isn't a reprint, it's awfully close. So it's a 2-cost black human rogue 2/2. Tap it, pay 3 life, flip a coin. If you win the flip, you gain 6 life. Yeah, that's a direct reprint. I hated this thing when it was legal, and I hate it now. But it worked completely differently, completely with one specific card back in the day. So now I don't even know what to think about it. I'll tell you what, it never was a good card. If you think that this is going to somehow let you win, you're an idiot. And life gain isn't really a thing this time around in black. I mean, black-white, okay, cool, but mostly from white. Not really in black. Next up, Rhino with a machine gun, a.k.a. Tommy with a Tommy. A.k.a. it actually says Contracted Thug, so it's a 5-cost 4/4 Rhino Warrior, and whenever it attacks, it gets +X until end of turn, where X is equal to the greatest power or toughness among other creatures you control. I mean, it doesn't have trample. This is just good. It can get out of control, but if it does, it's the other creature's fault. So I guess it is kind of almost inherently a fair card, kind of. Next up, Avon Heartstabber. Or Avon, nobody knows. They need pronunciation keys for these, not that anybody knows how to read them. It's black-blue bird assassin, 1/1 flying, and as long as there are 5 or more mana values among creatures in your graveyard, Avon Heartstabber gets +2/+2 and has Death Touch. Why not make a Death Touch? Oh wait, no, they already did that. It's called Finn. Somebody's gonna make a Finn and Fish deck. I'm telling you right now, someone's gonna make that. Anyway, when Avon Heartstabber dies, mill 2 cards, then draw a card. Nobody is going to play this Mega Threshold crap because it just takes a garbage creature half the time and makes it into something somewhat passable. This is a good version of it. This is one of the good cards, but I think it's the only one I've seen. In a set this complex with this many factions and triple color, 2 color, and a little bit of power mono, really you can afford to have a couple of the different things flop, because I think this technically has more factions and strategies than Ravnica. Next up, Witty Insulter. May or may not actually say that. Yeah, honestly, hecklers deserve that, but okay. It's a 3-cost red creature devil citizen, 3/2, nice, and Alliance. Not my favorite mechanic if you haven't caught on. It's very unfair. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Witty Insulter deals 1 damage to each opponent. So in other words, Impact Tremors. I don't see a difference. It's literally the same card, except this is easier to destroy. But also this can swing for damage. Yeah, I mean, it's a devil, but you might see this in goblin decks in like other formats. Like this is that good. I made Impact Tremors a recent overlooked but awesome, OBA card, and people were like losing their minds that hadn't heard of it. They're just like, this is insane. And it's modern legal too, by the way. And that is it. Gonna be playing a little bit of catch up, but that was 27 of them. So hey, so if you liked it, leave a like, subscribe for more. We got some crazy news stories, but it's almost my bedtime. Sad to say, I'm working terrible hours between all my jobs. Hopefully I'll get caught up this weekend on everything. I hope to make like a ton of videos. I've got a 1-hour podcast just sitting here waiting to be edited from my second channel, the EST channel. Maybe I'll get it done tonight. Who knows? If I want to just literally work from the time I get up in the morning until the time I go to bed, I will do that. Don't count on it. But hey, I just paid the IRS, just like literally, not even exaggerating, a hair under 5 digits worth of money. Because something is taxed a little bit different than I thought. You'll never guess what. No, you actually probably, well, it's not YouTube. But see, now you'll probably, anyway, yeah, my life is a nightmare. As usual, I am never going to pay this off. I had to pay it on credit, and I am absolutely screwed. So please support the channel with a subscribe and a like. I don't usually beg for likes or subs. If I'm good enough, you will. If you're like me, you just forget, so I do occasionally, like once a month, mention it. But also, if you want to see some really good content that's really relevant to what's going on right now, like inflation, what's really going on with the wars based on history, that kind of stuff, EST, dude, I cover everything. We got instructional stuff, historic stuff, long format, short format, educational, everything on that channel. So emergency survival tips, link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time if the IRS doesn't kidnap me with a black bag over my head.